and get the money in the pocket.
Greetings!
You ain't got no reason to blame me. You must be mad at yourself or something. You know, it's like
greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
20s, can you see with precision I move forward? Can't be trapped by love, cause to me that's a prison.
Let's go.
I know you say you love me, but we both
Good
know
morning, Miss Boss Diva.
Jesus plain Christ. And simple, build up the brand. Can't stop until I'm finished. I hope you understand. Here we go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just out here making money. Why you trying to blame me? Now you wanna throw a fit.
I'm 3 minutes late, Miss Boss Diva.
We're supposed to be together. Now you wanna blame me. Either way I go, I know you understand my grammar.
God forgives.
Taking pictures in front of the camera, and when it's all said and done, we won't be together. Why you keep on blaming me? Cause I'm doing better.
Hey, let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Cause you're doing better. Cause I'm doing better. Yeah. Cause I'm doing better.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came to do?
I can't believe you wanna bring with me all the stress. Once upon a time we was Romeo and Juliet. Whenever you alone, I'm the one you phone. Everything was good until you got your own. I'm not gonna be a player hater, I'm a congratulator. Now let me get back to it. And I'ma keep flossing and crossing my T's, dotting and all in my eyes. Here we go. I can be
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we came to do? It's showtime. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It's showtime. What a morning!
I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle. It's like I'm stuck in time.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we came here to do. Lock and load, let's go.
Deja vu.
Right.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like determined and screaming. I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class.
Let's go! You can tell that I made it, looking at my grass. Cars in the garage, with tanks full of gas.
I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room,
Screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Ange. Good morning, Ginger. I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. Let's go. Let's go.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
You haven't gone into my live? Cut it out, conservative
It was
Lynn.
horrible. I'm like, you've gone.
Zeus has gone way off the rail. Cut it out, conservative Lynn. We know that's a lie. A lie from the pits of hell. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, DJ, go ahead and kill the music. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. We are once again back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot, and we are once again here to do the Lord's work. I hope you all had an amazing day yesterday. It's been a great day in the media, right? Especially if you're keeping up with politics. All right, and so before we get started in doing what we all love to do, let's get some of the housekeeping items taken care of, all right? For those of you who do not know who I am, where are my manners, all right? I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honesty, all right? I'm the most honest person on social media, all right? The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me on social media. If I get it wrong, I really will be the first to apologize. But just because I hurt your feelings by telling you the truth, that doesn't mean I owe you an apology, all right? And then the last and final H, and they hate it when I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. Nobody more handsome than me. Now, many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok, all right? What we do is special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, there's a lot of them going on with the Republicans, especially the MAGA Republicans. That's what I should say, right? So listen up. If you are one of those Trump supporters out there and you are allergic to the truth, that's what my good friend, Brother Swervin, likes to say. You're lactose intolerant, all right? Do me a huge favor. Leave this live and go on about your miserable morning, all right? Go and hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, those fake TikTok lawyers. You know, they host these lives and all they do is yell and scream nonsense. You take your special behinds over there, all right? Because that's not allowed over here, all right? All right? And I'm giving you a heads up because guess what? What's been happening is if you're happy, it'll make you sad if you stay around, all right? If you're hungry, you won't be so hungry after you listen to this show, all right? But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right. If you're not happy, you can leave. All right. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the gloves are officially off, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And so listen up, MAGA. I want you to make sure you don't do anything, right? I want you to make sure you don't spam my chat. Don't do anything to get yourself muted or blocked on this show. I'm tired of you Trump supporters crying to me about how my mods are mistreating you. I have one rule. Well, I have a lot of rules, right? The first rule is no one disrespects Zeus in the kingdom. That's not allowed, all right? You do that somewhere else, but in the kingdom, that's almost the unpardonable sin, right? When they go after my handsomeness, that right there will get you. But the other rule is, please behave. Follow the rules that the mods are laying out there because this show is especially designed for you. All right? This isn't one of those lives where you get to come in here and be nasty and disgusting. This is a live that's designed to help save you because you know where you're headed, right? The ultimate MAGA reward, many of us know exactly what it is. Jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell. And all of you Trump supporters are on your way to jail and hell. Guaranteed, or your money back. I got a lot of research to back up what I'm saying. So you need to really just sit your special behinds down. Listen to this special broadcast and listen to my moderators. If you can't control yourself, they will help you, all right? Am I right, mods? Let's get into this, all right? This is a piece that I feel we definitely need to get out there so that the people all across this country can get on the same wavelength, right? It is time for former Trump officials to come out against him, all right? And this is very good news for especially if you care about this country. Take yourself back to the late fall of 2016. Donald Trump had just won the election. The nation was reeling. How are we supposed to run a superpower with a game show host at the helm? All right, and they should put a seditionist, treasonous traitor at that. There was an understandable line of thinking at the time. We need to have adults in the room. If we're really going to hand over the nuclear codes to this guy, the thinking went, it's better for serious people to have at least some input, people with experience, good judgment, and a baseline interest in the country's well-being, even if that means serving someone manifestly unfit for the job. Fast forward 8 years, the results are in, and they are not encouraging. We've seen a steady stream of former Trump officials come out on record to talk about the former president's moral depravity, his incompetence, and his basic inability to faithfully execute the duties of his office. A representative sample from those who worked most closely with the man himself. Let's see, John Kelly. And what did John Kelly say about the former president? Quote, He has nothing but contempt for our democratic institutions, our Constitution, and the rule of law. That's what John Kelly said. What did Mark Milley say? All right. In a pointed comment generally understood to be about Donald Trump, he says, quote, "We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator." This is what Milley said. What about Jim Mattis? He lamented Trump's, quote, "use of the presidency to destroy trust in our election and to poison our respect for fellow citizens." All right. He says Trump abused his office for the unconstitutional actions and for trying to divide rather than unite this country. Mike Pence. We all know who Mike Pence is, right? Once an admirer of Donald Trump's broad-shouldered leadership, said on the news his former boss asked him, thank you, Wanda, for the subscription. His former boss asked him to put him above the Constitution. Bill Barr, and I don't like Bill Barr, but this is what he says, failed. He didn't do what the country hoped after 2020, namely, that he would rise to the occasion and rise to the office. That's what Bill Barr, his attorney general that saved his rear end. John Bolton said flatly, quote, "I think it is a danger for the United States if he gets a second term." You hear this, ladies and gentlemen? These are all Republican voices saying the same thing about Donald Trump, which is he's not fit to be president, he's a danger to our country, and he doesn't deserve a second term. All right? So what we have here is a parade of high-level, serious people. And whatever you think about their politics, ignore that right for a second, because they served this guy and they all came to the same conclusion independently. And you know what their main conclusion was? That Donald Trump is nuts. Now, if we want to stop a Trump restoration and the promised MAGA dictatorship, it's going to require, thank you, Adrian, for the subscription. It's going to require building a coalition of people who understand the stakes. And there is no messenger better equipped to convey the peril of a Trump presidency than those who have lived it firsthand. But wait, haven't they already said something like that? Mark Milley said something on the news here and there. John Kelly gave a statement here and there. Well, here's the thing. Here's the hard truth. That's not enough. All right? When we talk about Republican primary voters, all right, you know what they don't read? They don't read those newspapers, right? We know a lot of these Republicans out here, especially MAGA, they don't read. All right? All right. So this is what we're recommending that they do, ladies and gentlemen. It is now officially time to step it up. The people who serve Trump directly need to go on record as loudly and as frequently as possible about exactly why he should never, ever get near the White House again. We need John Kelly to be on primetime TV making this case. We need Bill Barr speaking plainly in swing states with ads and millions of dollars behind them. We need Jim Mattis talking straight to the camera about what it means to serve the Constitution and what it means to subvert it. We need John Bolton on Fox News telling Republicans, do not vote for Donald Trump. And yes, we need Mike Pence saying to all Americans loudly over and over again what he knows to be true about that dreaded day, January 6th, which we all know was a betrayal of America and a disqualifying offense. That was a dangerous day when Donald Trump and his supporters put a dagger at the throat of our democracy. All right. And with this being said, ladies and gentlemen, there's so much more I can say to go into this. But the main point here, ladies and gentlemen, is we need former Trump officials, all right, people of conscience who have not acquiesced to the authoritarianism of it all, to stand up as one and speak plainly to the American people again and again and again until every voter has heard their voice. All right? So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to make sure we get this out there. This is my position going forward. To my fellow Democrats, all right, now is not the time to cry about President Biden or we need more candidates. I thought about it. The stakes are way too high. We got to save this country. We're riding with Biden. We're thriving with Biden. Case closed. To all of the real Republicans out there, not MAGA, it is now time for you all to engage in what I like to call saving our democracy campaign, all right? Call it former Trump supporters coming together, whatever you want to call this coalition. And it is now time for you all to go on the offensive and regularly, daily, get the message out about how dangerous Donald Trump is. All right, because none of us here really want to see Donald Trump as a dictator. None of us want to deal with MAGA and MAGA being a dictator of these United States. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we must do. We must kick this show off the way we typically do. Let's get those blueberries out. Please get those tomatoes out. And for my subscribers, you know what to do. Get the booze and the shame out, right? Join me once again in giving Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons what they rightfully deserve. Our first honorable round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
The proof is out, ladies and gentlemen. And to all of you Trump supporters who continue to try to catch Zeus in a gotcha moment, you'll never catch me in a gotcha moment because the facts are on my side. The facts are on all of our side. Anyone that gets out here and tells the truth, the facts are on our side. You don't got to debate the truth. I'm not going to argue with a Trump supporter about simple stuff like 1 + 1 = 2. All right, if you want to believe that nonsense, it's your right to believe it, but it doesn't mean you're right. Now, let's move it on to our next topic, all right? It should vex you. Experts are warning of a national security nightmare, all right? And this has to do with Donald Trump's bond agreement. 4 days after former President Donald Trump posted the $91.6 million bond for the second defamation case he lost to veteran journalist E. Jean Carroll, okay? A veteran, all right? This is what they say. A university law professor, okay, David K. Johnson is sounding the alarm on the national security nightmare of the bond agreement, all right? In an op-ed, he notes that, quote, the someone Trump owes for the nearly $1 billion bond is Chubb, a giant Swiss insurance company that operates in 54 countries. Chubb owns 3 insurance companies, and guess where? In Russia. Wow. The longtime investigative reporter emphasizes, I call owing a fortune to anyone, but especially foreign interests that do business in Russia, a national security nightmare. He adds, having a president deeply in debt to a firm with business interests in Russia could, in a myriad of ways, compromise American diplomatic, military, and national security actions concerning Russia and the countries Putin has said he wants to bring back under the Kremlin's boot. Wow. You know how Donald Trump loves to say there was no Russia and it was all a hoax? That was a lie. Listen up, my fellow Americans. Every time Donald Trump denies something, it's the exact opposite. He most likely is doing the very thing he's denying. That's how he works. And he knows that this works because the majority of people don't keep up with the news. They don't look into this stuff. They're just, clickbait. They follow the clickbait, right? And clickbait, you all know, is a Russian disinformationist lieutenant of the Kremlin. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, we need to give Donald Trump and his legion of supporters what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame. We will not let him run this country right into Vladimir Putin's hands.
Silence.
We won't let him do it.
MAGA demon.
I see we got some dissension in the comment section. They don't like my rhetoric. They don't like the way that I'm telling the truth. Well, listen up, you MAGA demons. Maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Bingo. If you're not happy in this live, leave. Go on and cry to Snuggles. If you don't know who Snuggles is, let me remind you who he is.
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns, struggle in the weight. Yeah, he's a struggler.
Yeah. He's a struggler. And all of you Trump supporters, I found out you all graduated Snuggles University. And Snuggles got his degree from Trump University. So guess how silly that makes you? You all have zero credibility. You should be honored. I even let some of you talk to me. The way that I think about what's going on there, you all don't even have you all don't deserve to talk to someone as high ranking as Zeus. You rats will never be honorable, all right? And speaking of someone that's struggling, all right, let's talk about Chip Roy. Did you hear what Chip Roy said the other day, ladies and gentlemen? All right, I want to make sure this is on the record, all right? I would like to enter this. When I play these clips, ladies and gentlemen, part of the thing what I'm really doing is entering it in as evidence, all right? Because I don't want this to be something they can't say, oh, we never heard that or this didn't happen. No, we're entering it in as evidence, all right? Chip Roy, ladies and gentlemen, he goes on a nice little rant about how the Republicans have utterly failed, all right? He says they totally dropped the ball when they controlled Congress under, guess who? Donald Trump. The truth comes out of some of the strangest places, doesn't it? Let's go. Let's give it a go, ladies and gentlemen.
About 8 or 9 days, this Republican Party will saddle up with that Democratic Party filled with radical progressive Democrats who want to remake America, dump people into the country through mass releases. My Republican colleagues will saddle up with Democrats to pass a funding bill that will fund all of those open borders. And then they'll try to go home and campaign, but I passed a resolution. But I passed a bill that was named after Laken Riley. Aren't I great? Aren't I awesome? The answer to that question is no, you're not. You're not great. You're not awesome. Great and awesome is when you're willing to stand up and fight for the people you said you would fight for when you came here.
Oh.
We control the power of the purse. And I'm tired of the excuses. We have another member of Congress resign today.
Oh.
So now I'll be told, Chip, we only have a 1-seat majority or 2-seat majority. I don't even know what it is anymore. Let me ask a question. Does it matter? In 2018, we had the House, we had the Senate, we had the White House, and we had a bigger majority than we have today. And we utterly failed to secure the border.
Oh.
Totally dropped the ball. Didn't do it.
Oh.
Why? I remember why. They would say, Chip, we don't have 60 votes in the Senate. Let me be very clear to the American people back home. There is always an excuse for why those who campaign to come to this town fail to deliver.
Oh.
Always. Here's a glimpse into what we will be funding next week. Here's a glimpse into what your members of Congress, both sides of the aisle, led by radical progressive Democrats, who, by the way, you will get more votes out of them than you do out of Republicans. Every bill we have passed over the last 4 or 5 months of consequence have had more Democrat votes than Republican votes. Let's be very clear.
Oh.
That's the truth.
Oh.
You can't hide from the truth. Can't hide behind rules votes. Can't hide behind pointing fingers.
Oh, you can't.
This institution, the Republicans that run it, we are giving the ability for bills to come off this floor with more Democrat votes filled with radical progressive Democrats who want to remake America than Republican votes. The last bill, the first half of this omnibus spending bill that spends at Nancy Pelosi's levels, more than Nancy Pelosi's spending levels, cracking the caps that we passed less than a year ago. That legislation passed, I think, with only 2 Democrats voting against it. 2. Do you know who is in the Democratic Party? 2 voted no. I think we had 83 Republicans vote no. You do the math. Which way do you think that bill tilts?
Which way do you think the bill is tilting?
Press 3.
And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? You know what we're going to do? Because, we got so much content to cover this morning. Let's do this. Join me in giving Chip Roy what he deserves. A round of booze and shame. We're going to give him some booze and shame because maybe Chip Roy didn't get the memo. Anytime you align with Donald Trump, you're guaranteed to lose. All right? Which lines up directly with the ultimate MAGA reward. So let's give Chip Roy what he deserves, ladies and gentlemen, because he seems to just found out that Republicans are losing, right? Get him out of here. All right, and I got some more bad news for you, MAGA. We got some more Republicans that are speaking out about Donald Trump. And this gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, hails from the state of Nebraska, all right? He says it's a long Nebraska Republican who in the past cast his vote for former President Donald Trump. And he has created a video in which he declares that he will never back a third Trump White House bid. The video, which was released by Republican Voters Against Trump organization, all right, says that voters have dropped their support for Trump, all right, and it's featuring a man named Chuck who says he broke with Trump after the former president incited a deadly riot at the United States Capitol on January 6th. Let's listen to what Chuck has to say, ladies and gentlemen, because this is very important, and this is right in line with what I've been saying more Republicans need to do. All right, so Chuck, let's let them know what you feel like.
An insurrection, and it was led by Donald Trump. He needs to be incarcerated for this. My name is Chuck. I am from the state of Nebraska, and I am a former Trump supporter. I completely, 100% hold him accountable for the insurrection of the Capitol. Mr. Trump invited those people. He invited them knowing who was going to show, and he is 100% responsible for what happened that day. This was an insurrection, and it was led by Donald Trump. He needs to be incarcerated for this, and I will never vote for him. He'll never get my vote, ever, ever, ever. I will vote Democrat. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I will. I will not ever support or vote for Donald Trump. I will vote Democrat. I will vote for Joe Biden.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to give Chuck a round of applause, right? Thank you, Chuck. All right, I'm pretty sure you've listened to a lot of the lives that I've had, some of my friends, Chuck, and it made you have the confidence to be able to get out and put this video out, all right? But you know what we got to do? To all the Trump supporters out there that are still supporting Donald Trump, even after hearing Chuck's voice, this is a voice of truth. Something happened in his mind and the light bulb went off and he put the word out. And you still vote for Donald Trump? You're nothing but a seditionist, treasonous traitor. All right? And so let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in giving the current Trump supporters what they rightfully deserve because they're not listening to real truth. They're still under the spell. Another round of booze and shame. Goodbye.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. It wouldn't be a show without addressing some nasty Trump behavior, right? Donald Trump he's endorsing a candidate who once called for a black attorney general to be hung. Typical MAGA conduct. Every time I find Donald Trump engaging in these kind of racist things, I keep wondering, how do you Trump supporters still justify supporting this guy and then get on TikTok and say, but you're not racist. No. If you support Donald Trump, you're a racist. Case closed. All right. Former President Donald Trump endorsed an explosive figure in Nevada politics for reappointment to her position representing the state GOP in the Republican National Committee on Tuesday. Signal Chata is running for re-election as the Republican National Committee woman in Nevada. And Trump went onto his Truth Social platform and wrote, quote, Signal is a strong fighter for election integrity and an American first ally in the great state of Nevada. Signal Chata has my complete and total endorsement. Wow. 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 Chata is an Israeli-born attorney who previously served on the Las Vegas Planning Commission for the state attorney general in 2022, challenging a Democratic incumbent, Aaron Ford. However, her campaign was derailed by scandal after leaked messages of her appearing to endorse hanging Ford, who is black. Quote, this guy should be hanging from a expletive crane. She wrote to a friend who later leaked the message to sabotage her campaign. Quote, he's like the leader of the H team, right? Making tons of money while the people in Gaza are starving. Wow. And she contended, I was just speaking tongue in cheek. I didn't really mean it. This is indicative of everything MAGA has. Not only do they lie about it, not only do they commit treason, but they also try to deny it and make it up like it didn't happen. We see right through this. This is nothing more than MAGA demonic behavior on display for the American people. And this is why you should never, ever, if you're in these states, don't vote red right now. Listen, if the Republicans had some decent people in there, I wouldn't go as far and say don't vote red, vote blue. But because of the way the Republican Party has been compromised by Donald Trump and MAGA, there's no reason to even try to align with it. They try to go, well, I'm still a Christian and I'm going to go with the Republican Party because their values align. No, you can't do that anymore. You align with Donald Trump. If you were a Christian, you are officially a devil. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in giving these MAGA Republicans what they rightfully deserve. All right? Another round of booze and shame. Wait a second. Someone in the comment section has lost their rabbit mind. What did you say? You said, riddle me this, Angel Smith 512. Riddle me this. Why haven't Trump been found guilty of anything? Well, he hasn't been to court yet, all right? He hasn't had trial yet, but listen up, Angel. Yeah, look at that. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Angel, a MAGA demon who clearly didn't follow my instructions when I said don't put anything in the chat, especially if you got the MAGA demon because you're going to embarrass yourself. Angel, he hasn't been to court yet, but March 25th, he will. And when you said Biden was guilty of something, please provide us with the docket number. Because last I checked, President Biden hasn't been found guilty of anything. As a matter of fact, what happened to that sham impeachment? Huh? See, Angel, what I really need you to do is stay out of Snuggles' lives, Angel. Because you're not that intelligent. You thought you were asking a smart question, but you found out it was ridiculous, just like you. Good morning, Shay. See, I'm trying to be nice. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you might be thinking I'm mean to these Trump supporters, but here's the thing. I wasn't always like this with MAGA, right, Ange? I used to be a lot kinder to these Trump supporters. I really did, right? But we cannot be kind with MAGA anymore because the gloves are off and the jar is open.
Everyone knows and I wouldn't have said this 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it. I was actually very kind to him. But now we can't be kind anymore because the gloves are off.
Right, thank you, Jess.
The jar has been opened.
The gloves are off and the jar is open. And guess who opened the glove? Who took the jar off? Who opened the jar and who took the gloves off? You did, MAGA. And I'll tell you when you did. when you started that nasty rumor about Barack Hussein Obama and the birth certificate. That's when the gloves came off. But the jar opened on January 6th, and there's nothing you can do. So keep on. Keep listening to Zeus. All right? And Angel, do me a favor. All right? Come a little closer, Angel. Come closer. And I'm going to tell you what I tell Snuggles. Sit your special behind down, Angel, and listen to this special broadcast. You just might learn something. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. All right, listen, we don't got much time, and I got to get ready to open up these boxes. There were so many different topics that I wanted to come and talk about, but I'll cover one more topic, and then we'll cover the January 6th territory. All right. And here's the next topic. Let's go do this, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes, I have a lot of different topics, but we'll cover this one, and then I'll get up out of here and move on to the January 6th. Oh, Angel, speaking of President Biden, guess what's going on, Angel? House GOP is looking for impeachment off-ramp after nonstop embarrassing setbacks. Listen up, Angel. House Republicans' impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden had so far failed to turn up concrete evidence of high crimes and misdemeanors, all right? And now the GOP is looking for an off-ramp. According to publication sources, Republicans of all ideological persuasions are increasingly admitting that they pulled the trigger on Biden's impeachment too soon and that the effort has been hobbled by embarrassing setbacks. Among other things, the GOP star witness who alleged wrongdoing by Biden was indicted last month for allegedly fabricating the allegations. Angel, are you listening, Angel? What's more, the much-hyped congressional testimony from Hunter Biden. Oh, we love Hunter Biden, right? It failed to produce any additional evidence for Republicans to advance the impeachment inquiry further. Angel, listen to what I'm saying, Angel. There's no evidence of crime with President Biden. You know what, Angel? How many indictments has President Biden gotten? 0. How many criminal charges has President Biden gotten, Angel? 0. You can't say that about Donald Trump. All right, given this, Republicans are now plotting backup plans in lieu of impeachments that include potential criminal referrals to the DOJ for, guess who? For Hunter Biden. Wow. And perhaps even the president himself. Legislative reforms that would clamp down on influence peddling by politicians, family members, and assorted lawsuits aimed at turning up more potentially incriminating documents. With that being said, Republicans seem to understand that their base will be disappointed by these options, which they are debating to hold a vote on impeaching Biden, even if the vote is doomed to fail. The base is going to demand it, all right? This is what they're saying. But the notion is getting pushback from other Republicans who say failed impeachment vote would be worse than having no impeachment vote at all. Angel, tell me, which do you want? Do you want no vote or do you want the failed vote? Ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please help me out. Join me in giving Angel in the audience a round of applause along with Jim Jordan and James Comer, because these folks swear up and down President Biden is guilty of crimes, but they can't produce any evidence. And meanwhile, the elephant in the room is Donald Trump with his 4 indictments, 91 felony charges, and on March 25th of this year, he will have to sit his special behind down in that courtroom in New York with guess who? Alvin Bragg. Angel, listen up. This one's for you. Let's give her what she deserves. Some booze and shame.
Silence! You never
Let that be an example, ladies and gentlemen, all right? I've asked you Trump supporters to behave in the comment section, all right? My mods, they're the best mods on TikTok, all right? And there's a lot of great minds. They'll get you. All right. One thing I won't be doing is I won't be allowing division. No more division within the camp. I'm not going to tolerate Democrats dividing amongst themselves anymore. The stakes are too high. And the other thing is I won't tolerate the liars. All right. And all you Trump supporters are liars, from Uncle Tom all the way down to Snuggles and Jay Bear and Stacy Bear. You're all a bunch of liars. You don't deserve to talk to Zeus. You deserve to be in those comments and let me minister to that MAGA demon. All right. I get it. I get it. You got jungle fever, but that's not going to be enough. Not at this point. All right. Now let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time to move into January 6th territory. All right. And before we go any further, you know what I'm going to say.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. So many of you know, one of the things that I continue to cover on this show is what happened to this country on January 6th, right? All right. And I'll tell you what happened on January 6th. This is a story about January 6th that Donald Trump does not want to be out in the public. But if you go and do the research, it'll make a lot of sense. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is what I like to call the modern day leader of the Confederates. All right. They're, back during the Civil War, they were called the Confederate States of America. And Jefferson Davis, he was the president, right? Donald Trump strives to be just like him. And so what has he done? He's alienated himself from the United States. He's dividing the country, right? He wants to be in Mar-a-Lago. That's where his capital is, right? That's where everyone goes to engage in sedition and treason. So this is what happened. Donald Trump, during the 2020 election, realized that Joe Biden was going to be the winner, right? And so with that being the case, he decided to plant a seed into the minds of his supporters, all right? But we're going to go a little further. They're not just Trump supporters. These are his soldiers, ladies and gentlemen. These are the soldiers. Confederate soldiers. In 2020, Donald Trump is ordering them, all right? And he plants this seed.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose. He says this all the way up until the November election, right? So what happened on election night? Well, the results came in. And guess who won? President Biden. And instead of coming out and conceding to President Biden, what did Donald Trump decide to do? I'll tell you what he decided to do. He decided, you know what? Let me go out here and water that seed of doubt in the minds of my supporters by making them feel like the election was stolen.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right. You can hear the pain in his voice. That's how you know he knew he lost. But he didn't say I lost. And he went a little further.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
And right there, that is when the seed began to grow, and his army of soldiers decided to move forward with the next phase of the attack, all right? Instead of it being an attack on Fort Sumter, all right, they decided they were going to attack the United States Capitol. So what did Trump do? He decides to summon a mob of his soldiers, all right? And this is how he did it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll show you how he did it. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Attention, all Trump supporters. I lost to Joe Biden, and I'm very angry. So what I need you all to do is meet me in Washington, D.C. on January 6th at an event I'm hosting called Stop the Steal. All right, this is what he said to his soldiers. And they said, yes, sir. And what these soldiers did, ladies and gentlemen, you can go look into it. They jumped in the back of U-Hauls, all right, with their khaki pants on. They put masks on. It was in the middle of a pandemic. You couldn't get them to wear those N95 masks. You couldn't get them to cover up their nasty mouths. But they did it this time for Donald Trump, like some real fake soldiers. So they sold all they had, sent Donald Trump the money. They brought weapons and tactical gear to the Capitol. And they went there with the hope of meeting their leader, their commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, who would then give them their orders. But there's something else that I wanted to call out. When they get to the Capitol, they begin to organize, and Trump needs to get to the ellipse. All right, he needs to get to the ellipse where he will be giving his orders. But before he does, there's an interesting thing that just came out that I think we all need to make sure we understand. The head of former President Donald Trump's Secret Service detail notified him that some members of the crowd at the January 6th Stop the Steal, they were carrying prohibited items, including weapons. All right, this is what his driver testified to in Congress. And you know what Donald Trump said? I don't care. They're not here to hurt me. And he decided to proceed to the ellipse and encourage his soldiers to attack the United States Capitol.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
Right? So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, all right, is Donald Trump encouraging his soldiers to engage in violent attacks at the United States Capitol, right? And it wasn't just Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't just Donald Trump that encouraged these soldiers to do such nasty, heinous things. You also had folks, all right, like, what was her name? Marjorie Trader Green. She also encouraged the Trump supporters to do some nasty things. Let me see what did Marjorie Taylor Greene say, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see if we got it. Here we go.
If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finish with.
So, with those seeds of doubt being planted in the minds of the soldiers, the Confederate soldiers of Donald Trump's, they proceeded to descend upon the United States Capitol, chanting nasty things like hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence. And so when we get to the Capitol, there's a scene that takes place and none of these Trump supporters can answer it. They saw an individual, one of their own, Ray Epps, and they said, feds, feds, feds. They said this about Ray Epps. To which I ask all of you so-called patriots, you seditionists, treasonous traitors, if you thought Ray Epps was the FBI, MAGA, why'd you break the law still? Why would you break the law when you know the cops are there? And you know what? They don't got an answer because they know guilty as charged. It wasn't BLM. It wasn't Antifa. It wasn't Nancy Pelosi. You all were there because Donald Trump instructed you to be there, and you wanted to cause a lot of harm to Mike Pence. You wanted to destroy the Capitol, and you went there to break the law. And we got it all on film, no matter how much film you want to release. We all saw it. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're now at the crime scene of January 6th once again. And it is now time to talk about what happened to one of Donald Trump's soldiers that day on January 6th, all right? At the crime scene. All right, so let's take a look at one of Donald Trump's soldiers right here, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we have right here? Oh, we have a Michigan man that admits to entering the Capitol and taking pieces of broken furniture on January 6th. What is he? Are you a beaver? Are you a beaver? What are you trying to do? Build a dam? Seriously, you Trump supporters, you always end up doing something real ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I saw a comment out there. Someone said, this is getting old. This isn't getting old. This is true. Every day I got a new story about a Trump supporter, a fake patriot who's been arrested or sentenced behind listening to Donald Trump on January 6th. If you think this is old, imagine what we think. If you all would be honest and tell the truth about it, we wouldn't have to talk about it. But since you can't, we're going to talk about it. A Michigan man participated in the January 6, 2021 riot in Washington, D.C., illegally entered the United States Capitol building and left with broken pieces of wood furniture, according to court records. Adam Kovitsky, 31, of Grass Lake, pled guilty Monday, March 11th, to one count of entering and remaining in a restricted building. It's an offense in the U.S. District Court of Columbia that he pled guilty to. He was one of hundreds of people who stormed the Capitol while Congress gathered to certify the results of the 2020 presidential election that President Biden won. Kovitsky traveled by car with a group of people to Washington to attend then President Donald Trump's Stop the Steal rally. Afterwards, he walked with rioters down the National Mall to the western grounds of the Capitol building, ascended the staircase to the building while helping others to climb on the sides, and later entered the building through a broken window smashed open by other rioters. While he was inside, Kovitsky picked up furniture pieces that had been broken by others and carried them out with him. Smiling and posing for a photo contained in the court file, he then stayed outside the building with the mob chanting, "Our house, our house," in front of a line of riot officers before later taking selfies outside the building. Kovitsky admitted to his participation to the FBI investigators, identifying himself in photographs and producing the pieces of wood that he took from the building. A message seeking comment left Tuesday morning with Kovitsky's attorney was not immediately returned. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a MAGA demon treasonous Kvitsky, all right, who failed to think critically about the assignment Donald Trump gave him. Probably graduated from Snuggles University and now is throwing his life away to sit in a jail cell. This is why I tell you, Trump supporters, you aren't intelligent at all. You're too old to still be believing Donald Trump, just like you're too old to still be believing in the Tooth Fairy, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what we're going to do? Join me, ladies and gentlemen, in giving the seditionist, treasonous traitor what he deserves. A round of boos and shame!
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All right. And since he's now pled guilty and is on his way to being sentenced, let's send him off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear this, MAGA? You hear this? You all will pay. You do not represent this country. This is according to your leader, Donald J. Trump. And then you get mad at me for making sure this January 6th thing stays front and center on the minds of Americans as we go out to cast our vote again this November. You're darn right I'm going to keep bringing this up. This was a domestic terrorist attack organized and executed by Donald Trump, all right, the Confederate leader, the president of the modern day Confederate, and his MAGA soldiers. It was an assault on our democracy, as President Biden said. You put a dagger at the throat of democracy. You all don't deserve to have any of the freedom and liberties this country affords. You don't. You're seditionist, treasonous traitors. And get this. This is the part. This is why the gloves are off. All right. This is why I just say it the way it is. Because you don't know how to think critically. All right. You cannot explain this part, right? You can't explain this. What did he say? Here he goes.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy.
Right here.
And after this, we're going to walk down and I'll be there with you.
Stop right there. We're going to walk down and I'll be right there with you. Not one of you supporters can provide any of us with any evidence that Donald Trump went with you. He didn't go with you. He went right back to the White House and watched you all throw your miserable lives away for him. He played you like a fiddle. I don't need to debate you about that. It's in the history books. And this is the other thing. And then I'm going to open up the boxes and hear from those of you. You all ought to be embarrassed because guess what I know you all do? You wake up every day and you listen to a man that paints himself orange, all right? Puts a bird's nest on his head, all right? Puts on a diaper and soils it real nasty like, right? Puts on that crumpled blue suit with the red tie, and he gets on his social media platform and gives you all your daily orders, all right? He says jump, you say how high, Trump? You all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You're not winning, you're losing, all right? And this is the thing, and I'll end it by saying this. The reason you're frustrated and you're going into all of these lives on TikTok and you're yelling and you're saying mean things and you're triggered, is because you're angry that you know Donald Trump is playing you and you can't say nothing to him about it. Because guess what? You are already thousands and thousands of dollars in the hole with this guy. Because you've given him your 401k. You can't give him your 401k and then tell him he's a liar. Because guess what that would make you? Guess what that would make you? One of the biggest fools in the Guinness Book of World Records. And that's what all of you Trump supporters are. I laugh. You know, Donald Trump, he owes E. Jean Carroll money for SA and defaming her. So he ended up doing all the nasty stuff, all right? But y'all end up paying for it. And then you get on TikTok and start yelling. You can't make this stuff up, folks. All right, I'm going to open up the boxes, and let's open up these boxes, ladies and gentlemen, and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the morning monologue. All right, and it is now time for me to hop into the back seat, if you might say. All right, and let's hear from those of you who really. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my gosh, why is it that I can't change my background? And by the way, thank you all for the subscriptions and the gifts. Okay, hold on. Why is it doing this morning break? All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You know the rules. We're gonna each get three. You get 3 minutes to come up and say your piece. You can talk about what I've covered, or if there's something you want to get cleared. By all means, please do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Good morning, Jay. Good morning. I've been seeing you the last couple of days. Glad you are still here. How are you doing, TJ?
I'm always here, brother. What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's going on? What's going on? Long time no see.
Yeah, sorry, let me close the door real quick. I work in a loading dock, so it's kind of loud.
Oh, okay,
All right.
okay. All right, I respect it.
All right. First things first. How horrible is this Trump? You know what I mean? Look what he did the other day. You have a girl that was unalived, and they say, okay, it was an undocumented alien. Cool, I understand that. Mm-hmm. You had the chance to close the border, but you called your people and said, don't do it. That's on you.
Right.
Every ounce of fentanyl or illegal substance comes over the border, it's on you. Let's backtrack.
You're talking about in 2018 when Donald Trump was the president.
Recently.
Oh,
talk about recently.
Something else though. So he had another opportunity.
Remember, Biden had the agreement. He was ready to sign it.
Bingo. Yeah.
They said no. They didn't want anything for Ukraine. They didn't want anything for Israel. They didn't want anything for the wars going on over there. So they split it. They signed everything for the overseas finances, but then when it came back to the border without all those earmarks and pork,
right?
They said no. All right, let's backtrack. Trump is in the White House. The GOP is in charge of the Senate and the the House of Representatives.
Right.
They did nothing about the border. I'm trying to control my mouth. I know you don't allow swearing.
Yeah. Got to keep it clean.
He whined. He moaned about the border. Mexico's going to pay for it. Did Mexico pay for it, or did he take those funds from the military?
Oh, you mean
what do I know?
He took it from the military. So in other words, we Americans paid for it.
We paid for it.
Wow.
But
MAGA
still follows him, right? And you know what really disgusts me is that the MAGA that are veterans, you're oath breakers. You support a man who does not support the same oath we all, because remember, I served.
Yeah.
First thing you do before you're officially given that ugly manila folder and sent on your way, you swear in front of the flag and you say you uphold the Constitution and the orders passed down to you from the officers appointed above you.
Right.
And Mr. I'm not an officer. You are there commander-in-chief. You're the officer of officers.
Right.
So, yeah, 14th Amendment does apply.
He's trying to get out of the 14th Amendment thing by saying he's not an officer, right?
Yeah, he wiggles and he plays his game. Y'all don't understand. I'm from New York. I've seen this man my entire life wiggling and bamboozling people and playing the system. He will hire people, not pay them, and then be in court tying them up for years until they either run out of money or just lose their interest or their business, which has happened. So you guys keep supporting him, but guess what? He's not American.
Right.
He's not American anymore. He is bought and paid for by Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, and North Korea.
Yep. Wow. And I'm so glad that you have the courage and conviction to be able to get in the box and say that. You know, a lot of people can't get out here and say that because they're so
Brother,
scared.
if I could say it to him in his face, I would. And I can't wait till March 25th because one, that's my wedding anniversary.
Oh,
and two,
congratulations.
Thank you. 13 years. 15 years. 15 years.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. You and the missus.
But that's when we get to see old Trumpy get himself some Alvin Bragg.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to our good friend TJ Mars. All right. No lies detected. All right. You see what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we have next? Good morning, Timothy. How are you doing? Timothy, are you there?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. This is our first time doing business, huh?
No, it's not. I had another page, but I've locked myself out.
Oh.
So you actually came up on my For You page.
I did.
We spoke. Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay.
We've spoken before, and as you know, I'm a Republican.
Oh.
You always give me the side eye.
Okay. Let's hear it out. Let's see where we're going with this.
Now, you probably don't remember me, but one thing you don't know about me, we've talked several times. I'm also a minister.
Oh.
And like I said, and I live in North Carolina.
Oh,
and it burns
Lord.
Yes, it grinds my gears when I hear people, as far as being religious, talking about the Mark Hendersons of the world and that guy for the governor and these MAGA people and Trump and these things of that nature. And they're like, oh, but Jesus said he's the second coming, or Jesus said this. No, you're making you're making my religion, the thing that I live my life with, a joke.
Oh, you're talking about MAGA.
Yes, I'm talking about MAGA. I'm talking about I don't mind being a conservative. I don't mind if you're liberal, LBGQYA. I don't care if you date animals. It's not my business. But my thing about it is that whatever you choose to do with your life is what you choose to do with your life. Whatever I choose to do with my life, I'm not going to force my beliefs, my religions on you and say my side is right and yours is wrong. I'm not going to do that. And if people to promote Christianity and promote all these things and say, oh, yeah, this is the right way to go, this is what I should say, and if you're doing it, you're wrong, you are making a mockery of everything that I believe in. And then it's like they go against their own beliefs, own stuff. And it's like, okay.
Let me ask you this.
If you're on disability, if you're on Medicaid, this is the crazy point. You know why we have college debt? It's because they didn't want black people to go. But yet there's a black person saying that, oh yeah, we're going to vote for Trump because he's good for us. Yeah, okay. And then why we don't have Medicare?
Listen, Timothy, you got a lot going on there. All right. My mission here is to denounce MAGA. So maybe you and I can get some clear messaging out together. What would you say to the blacks for Trump? Let's start there, especially in the state of North Carolina, Timothy. And you said you're a Republican. What would you say to these folks?
I would say saying blacks for Trump is like saying rats for Raid.
Oh!
I mean,
yeah.
Let's keep it real.
Okay. So you don't believe that black folk who really understand American history, you don't believe that they should. You basically are saying if they vote for Donald Trump, they're voting against their best interests.
Right. I'm gonna bring it to you another way.
All right.
You're a field slave, I'm a house slave.
Oh.
Right. Listen.
Okay.
Okay. You're like, Harriet Tubman's gonna come free us. I'm not gonna go because Massa treats us good.
Oh.
I'm not gonna go because Massa feeds us nice. Massa gives us food on the table. We get the crumbs off his table. Massa gonna take care of us. I surely is happy.
Woo. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. But listen, I'm gonna need you to do a little bit more work. All right. It seems like you are trying to get to the right spot, but there's some things out there. Maybe some of the guests when they come up, they'll help you get there. All right. But listen, brother, it was a pleasure checking in with you.
Well, I know
right.
my wife. Look. I understand. My wife's a liberal, and we go through it. But I appreciate you.
All right, I appreciate you as well. All right.
Yeah, I'm steady watching.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Timothy Cook from North Carolina. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's bring up our next guest. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Who do we got next? Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Jams Ride. Good morning. How are you doing? Long time no see. How are you doing?
What's happening, brother Zeus? How you feel, man?
Hey, I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs as usual.
Listen, brother, this shenanigans just keeps on happening. Now, the judge in Georgia then went and dismissed some of the charges on the orange orangutan. I don't understand for the life of me.
Who did this?
This is supposed to be America, man, and we keep losing this thing called democracy, and we're supposed to be a country of rules and laws that they're not following. Like, if we're the standard bearer for rules and laws,
right,
and the leader of the party of family values has 91 counts minus 6 now or whatever. Like, this is not making sense to me, bro. Like, it's not making sense. Like, am I crazy? Is this the Twilight Zone?
Yeah. Now, what exactly did you say you saw happen again? I'm so sorry.
Oh, so in Georgia, the McAfee dismissed like 6 of the charges in the RICO case down there.
When did this happen?
Just now. They've been talking about it on the news already.
Oh, wow.
So you got to check that out, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. So it's like, dude, this guy is like the biggest criminal problem, everything that's wrong with America, and they keep on promoting all of his shenanigans, all of his foolery, all of his negativity, all of his party's negativity.
Wow.
It's like, I don't understand. Zeus, can I ask you a question? Have you heard the Republicans say anything positive that they want to do for the country?
Absolutely not.
So if that's the case and people are all about love and hope and inspiration and encouragement, then why is their party not showing it? It makes no sense.
Because they are hypocrites, they are liars, and the truth isn't in them.
Exactly.
That's what it is with these folks, right?
It's unbelievable, man. Like, I'm literally sitting here like, you gotta be kidding me. They want to take away women's rights. They want to take away voting rights. They don't want to make sure people get education. They don't want to do $15 an hour minimum wage. They say they want to fix the border, but then they get a deal to fix the border. They blow it up because of the orange orangutan. Make it make sense. Dude, none of this makes sense. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
Right. Well, that's why we got to make sure we keep holding these folks accountable and make sure that justice is served. All right.
Yeah, man, this is just crazy, man. We're gonna have to get more people registered to vote and explain to them. Like,
tell them
if you wanna vote for a Republican and you're in the 99%, I would love to have somebody come up here and explain why.
Oh,
No, I don't want to hear about.
they'll never be able to explain why. Trust me.
That's okay, my brother. Hey, thanks for letting me come up, Zeus, man.
All right.
Anybody that want to follow me, that's about real conversation, hit me up. I'll follow you back. I love you, brother. Peace,
All right.
balance, and blessings. One love out of Chicago, man.
All
Talk
right,
to you soon.
ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jams a round of applause.
Thanks, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. We are moving it right along. Oh my gosh, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's move it up to our next panelist. All right, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, who do we got next? All right, let's go. Good morning, Tiff. How are you, the beautiful Tiff?
You know,
good.
How are you?
I am doing all right. I'm doing all right.
You know, I had to come in and give the beat. Okay.
Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Stunning, gorgeous. Let's go.
Struggles. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what intelligent and aware looks like.
Tell them.
Okay. Struggles. I saw you in here. Struggle cakes.
Yeah.
What is it? Struggle honey buns.
Struggle bubbles. Struggle pancakes.
He's a struggler.
Struggle in the weight. Yeah. He's a struggler.
Okay, refresh my memory. Oh, sorry, Zeus, go ahead.
No. It's your turn.
Refresh my memory. Back in 2021, did Mitch McConnell, about the impeachment and the insurrection, did he agreed or disagreed with the impeachment and the insurrection? Because I'm trying to remember. You know, it's been a long 4 years.
I believe that he disagreed with it, right?
Yeah.
He said it should be handled in a criminal case, right? It should be a criminal matter.
Right. So I think he did like hold him accountable in a sense, but then he also didn't vote to impeach him. Correct.
I believe, if my memory serves me, you know, there's so much crime and nastiness going on with MAGA, right?
Right. Agreed. And you know, I just really don't understand like what happened in 2016 and 2020. Do you feel like? Well, so I feel like Trump really tapped into the evil and the demonic racism and the misogyny. Like, I think it's just very strange, and I cannot believe that they're still again spreading it wide for Trump years later, almost a decade later.
Nasty. These are some nasty folks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just, Janae, if you're watching or listening, if you need a consultation of how to fix your face and fix your brain. Okay?
Oh, you're giving it to J Bear. Let's go.
So, and then I saw her. I think I said this the other day. I saw her the other day in a live where she was losing her mind about what just happened with the unfortunate situation with Lake and Riley. Correct.
Right.
And it's like, where is your energy for domestic terrorism? Is that the same?
She has none.
You're right. So when it involves an undocumented immigrant, then it's all the care in the world. Yeah. But when, you know, like Lauren Boebert raising a MAGA demon herself, there's no
that part.
And this is my face at you, MAGA
demon. Tell them.
They're very pathetic. They're very deranged.
Right.
Wait, what? Tiffany is so lost. I'm sorry, I can't read the comments.
Don't listen to these. These are a bunch of liars. These are a bunch of haters. Don't even listen to them. All right.
So yeah, and I understand too. Like when I do request you to do the engine, every time it's okay if you don't do it every live. I get in, but you know we know what they sound like. Yeah. Yesterday, who was the pathetic deplorable at the end of your live? Santa Claus.
Is that what his name was? I forgot about him already. He was irrelevant, right?
Yeah. Anytime a guy has a fish or a car in his profile, red flag.
You heard that, Democrat destroyer, or what do you call yourself, clickbait?
Oh, trash bait is now a Democrat.
Yeah, he's changed his name because we've been so mean to him.
Exactly. Or we just tell the truth. We just tell the truth.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm just gonna drop. Oh, really quick though. What do you think about everyone? Thank you. People in the comments are saying something about the TikTok ban that the House passed.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're really trying their hardest to pressure TikTok to sell. to an American company. But it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. If it does go that way, we might have to move this special broadcast to another platform. It is what it is, right?
We have to move it over to somewhere else.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't. I really do enjoy what TikTok is doing, but it's so funny that they were able to get that passed and not any of the other legislation, right? You know what I mean?
Because they really don't like the fact that we're on here telling the truth. And no, I heard my bell. And not the same way y'all MAGA demons act like you're telling the truth. No, not the same. We actually do tell the truth. We're educated. We're not anti-intellectualists over here. Okay, we value education. So no. Okay, love y'all. Thank you for having me, Zeus. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Tim. All right. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Let's see. What do we have right here? Okay. Let me see. So we do have by Trump now faces 10 counts. So Trump doesn't have 91 felony charges. He has what? Okay. All right. Let's get this out of the way. All right.
Hello. What a beautiful morning this morning, Tiffany. Hey. Trump has some counts being... What's 91 minus 6, bro?
No. It's 91 minus 3.
Oh, well, I think it's 6, but we'll figure that out.
No. It's 91. It's
brand new in. I believe it's 6, they said on the news. But
no. It's a total of 6, but only 3 of them fell off of what Trump was being charged with. All right, Trump was being charged with 13.
Is winning, right?
Now he's being charged with 10. So
so Snuggles is winning, right?
How?
Bro, I've been telling you, man.
Oh, okay.
Each day, these counts are coming lower and lower, bro.
Okay. So
did you watch the classified documents?
Wait. Did they say case dismissed?
Oh no.
How many venues?
Did you watch those
classified? How many venues has he been indicted in? 4? Is it still 4?
Yeah, still 4. But
so
hey,
he still has to show up.
Did you watch that classified documents thing yesterday? Did you watch it, Mr. Burr?
Oh yeah. Oh, you want to talk about that? Yeah.
I just want to tell you what I learned.
I love the classified documents show that they put on yesterday. I mean, I've never seen a hearing about President Biden be flipped and make it all about Donald Trump. The way that they entered all that evidence in about Donald Trump and his mishandling of classified documents, the way he violated the Espionage Act. You got to admit it was incredible, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah. You saw the way Ted Lieu asked the questions, right? When he was asking him, did Joe Biden, let me ask you, Snuggles, did Joe Biden ever do anything like tell his lawyers to not give the documents back to the federal government? Did Joe Biden do that?
No. Here's how, can I please elaborate on that one?
Okay, please.
All right, let me just give you an example, just real quick. 3 people rob a bank. 1 gets caught, right? The 1 gets caught. The other 2, they go to their lawyers. They say, I committed the same crime, which is Biden and Pence. They committed the same crime, so they got their lawyers. They got all their documents together, and they willfully handed top classified documents with classifications at high levels. But that's okay, right?
Right. It reminds me of this joke, right? What do you call a criminal that doesn't get caught? Snuggles, answer it.
Biden.
No, innocent. Okay.
Hey, Democrats, get those knee pads ready.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Struggle bubbles.
And that right there.
Struggle honey buns. Struggle in the way.
All right, Snuggles. Ladies and gentlemen, Snuggles he's obsessed with Zeus. He has Zeus derangement syndrome. He graduated Trump University, and he still believes that Donald Trump loves him. Every night, I've talked to him offline. Every night he says, Zeus, my wish for Christmas is that one day Donald Trump would come down the chimney and eat some cookies and drink some milk with me. This guy is sick, ladies and gentlemen. Snuggles is sick. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving Snuggles what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. He lives with his mom, and she doesn't always let him come out of the basement sometimes. And so Snuggles, you hear your mom? Snuggles, Snuggles, get back in the basement. Because your mom knows Snuggles doesn't make any sense. Jesus Christ. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Who do we got? Who is this right here? Under the radar. Greetings. How are you doing this morning?
What's up, brother?
What's going on? This is our first time doing business?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you know how this goes. I ask questions, and how you answer them determines your fate. All right. And then we'll get into your 3 minutes. First question. Would you say that the 2020 election was rigged?
No.
All right. Good answer. Next question. Who would you say is responsible for the attack on the United States Capitol on January 6th?
Conservatives?
Donald Trump?
Sure.
You had a little hesitation right there. I can't give you full credit. Sorry. All right, last and final question. Do you think President Biden is guilty of any crime?
Look at
that, another hesitation.
Like speeding tickets? What crime is the first?
All right, so what do you got for us, champ? What do you got? I'm listening. I'm hearing. I'm gonna try to hear you out.
Okay, man. I just say, we got to pick between two turds, bro. Two turds, and I'm not picking one. I refuse to pick a turd, bro.
Right. So, what part of the country are you calling from, if you don't mind?
The South.
South. All right. Are you familiar with the Civil War and how that all worked out?
Yeah.
Okay. And I ask a lot of brothers like you. I assume you're a brother, right? Because I can hear it in your voice, but I could be.
Yeah, I'm a brother.
Okay. Let's just reenact the Civil War if we could, right? If it really did come down to another Civil War breaking out, and you knew about the way the original Civil War played out, what side would you have been on in the first Civil War?
I wouldn't be on no side. I mind my black business, bro.
So that's why I say you must not know really what happened during the Civil War, because I don't really think you had a choice. You know Harriet Tubman, right? You know
I know who Harriet Tubman is. Yeah.
Right. Do you consider her to be a hero in your?
Yeah, Harriet Tubman is a GOAT. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you say she's a GOAT?
Because she not only freed herself, but she freed her family, and she freed a whole bunch of other people.
So you're against slavery?
Yeah.
Okay, so why would you say you don't know what side to fight on?
You said this if they started a civil war this time.
No, I said in the past. I'm gonna get to this.
Oh, in the past, man, I would have been fighting against slavery.
Okay. So you would have joined the North. You would have joined the North.
Most likely.
Yeah. Most likely. Come on, champ.
Sir, I can't say what I would do in the past. I wasn't there. I'm just talking about what I do in the present.
But what happens in the past affects the present, right? You just can't magically appear in the United States and act like you don't have any ties to this stuff. Okay. Your ancestors, they fought to have the right to vote. They were hung from trees to be able to get out here and do what you're doing. So to sit back and say, well, I'm not going to participate because I don't like both of them, to me, I would consider that to be a huge disservice to our ancestors, wouldn't you? Imagine you fight to get your children the opportunities to do whatever they want, and then what they do, they grow up and they go, you know what? I don't care what my dad did. See, that's what you're doing.
I'm from another bit of the coin, because I don't think we should have ever segregated in the first place. I don't think we should have mixed in the first place.
Right. But there's a difference between feeling and then what's really happening, right? And I get this because this happens quite a bit even within the Democrat Party. A lot of us, sorry about that. A lot of people are so wrapped up in their own personal beliefs about what they believe this world should be like, right? And they're not really paying attention to what it really is like outside of that bubble that they've created. Because in the real world, you got to actually play by the rules that are out there in the real world, not by the rules you have in your head. And that's the concern that I have here, right? You can vote for whoever you want to, But I want you to think about it in those terms. If we're a lot of these folks, especially on the right, they openly talk about another civil war is coming. You heard that before, right?
Yeah, I heard that before.
That's the rhetoric they're pushing. And you've seen evidence of it on January 6th when Donald Trump instructed his soldiers to attack the Capitol.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He did.
So what you're doing right now is saying, well, we're in the middle of another civil war, but I'm going to stay out of this one because it don't affect me. That's not really true. Because if you know how this works, whoever wins the civil war, they're going to take over and you're going to end up having to follow their rules. Think about that. Do you want to follow Donald Trump's rules?
Nah, I don't want to follow Biden rules neither.
Right,
I want to do my own.
I mean, but the difference between Biden is, he's only going to do 4 terms and then he's out of there, right? Donald Trump, the way he's headed, he's going to try to stay there the rest of his life.
Okay.
So I mean, the game is the game, right? We don't like it all the time, but like they say, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I think of it. But listen, I got to move it on under the radar, all right?
All right, bro, be easy, man.
All right, you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give under the radar a round of applause. I mean, I know I hear some of the boos out there too. I hear some of the boos. Come on. All right. I hear some of the boos. I hear some of the boos. Listen, under the radar. You got to come to class prepared. All right. Listen, these folks out here, these people hold me to a very high standard. All right. I can't be out here lying to you, right? I can't, they call me Triple H for a reason. It's because I'm the most honest person on social media, all right? All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. My partner in crime, Miss Boss Diva!
I'm so very handsome.
Yes, thank you
on
so
this
much.
camera right now.
Yeah, right. Look at that. I'm out here doing it to him, right? Good morning, straight fast.
Good morning. Look at my bestie in here. That's right.
Yes.
Up in here representing perpendicular up in here.
Straight fags out here looking real perpendicular on them. Let's
baby.
go.
Much love.
No lies detected.
So, now there's a couple things. Man, there's a couple things I want to talk about. All right, the first thing is, AP News is reporting that McAfee in Georgia did, drop 6 charges total, but only 3, as you've already stated, are, affecting Trump.
Oh.
And it has something to do with the call and, stuff like that, but he still got 10.
Can I say this, Miss Boss Diva?
Because of the I think the oath to office kind of charges.
Yeah,
what I mean? But it's not really. It's not.
He said they didn't have enough evidence in it, right? But they might be able to bring them back. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
As long as we got 1 charge on Donald Trump, I'm happy, right? We're all happy with 1 charge. Snuggles, I don't care what they do.
Absolutely.
As long as he got to go to court, I'm proud of it, all right?
He going to do a minimum of 5 years if he gets convicted on any one of them. So
it don't matter. Jail and prison, it's the same treatment no matter what.
So snuggle bubbles, snuggle pancakes, snuggle honey buns. You still a struggler.
He think when they go to jail, they gonna go, well, how many charges is it while you in here? It don't matter. You in there.
Exactly.
Don't matter.
It really doesn't matter. And like you said, even the judge said if they want to bring an indictment on that, they can.
Yeah.
It'll be a separate indictment though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
regardless of what, he's screwed on that level.
Yep.
And then the TikTok ban, as far as that being passed in the House, it really doesn't matter because in order for it to become law, right, it has to go through the Senate.
Bingo.
And the Senate is not really, they don't really care. It's not as urgent to them.
Didn't the House impeach Secretary Mayorkas? Didn't they do that?
Yes, they did.
I'm not worried about what the House is doing. Get the House out of here. You got it wrong.
Now they're trying to, step off of impeaching, Joe Biden because they know they don't have a leg to stand on, a pot to piss in, and a window to throw it out of.
Bingo.
You know, then there's that. So I mean, the Senate has to make the final, ultimate, conjoining.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then there is no TikTok ban. They can pass it in the House all they want.
Yeah. They can pass whatever we can pass bologna sandwiches around in the house. The house, as far as I'm concerned, is a dysfunctional mess.
It really is. It truthfully is. Very, very dysfunctional. And it's sad to watch, because that is our government. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we got to look at the clown show for what it is and just do nothing about it until November.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
So, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that Taylor Swift said that she is not going to perform in the U.S. if Donald Trump becomes president.
Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, seals the deal.
Okay, that seals it up right there. Cause hey, we had a Swiftie on our panel this morning, me and Straight Facts, and she was like, "Well, I'm a Swiftie, and I don't like that. And we already been galvanizing."
Yeah.
But that really lights the fire, and those Swifties is not gonna have that. They're not having that at all whatsoever. Everybody that I talked to, my daughter, my son, everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat, it was like, wow. And I'm gonna tell you something, MAGA.
Talk to him.
She don't even have to say that she endorses Joe Biden.
Nope.
She doesn't even have to utter those words. All she had to say is what she said. I'm not gonna tour in the U.S.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
done
not
deal.
gonna do it.
Yeah, it's a done deal.
Right?
Yep.
And so, she's a billionaire for real. Like, not for play, but she's for real.
Yeah.
So she has that kind of influence.
Yeah.
And she is the most followed artist, hands down. Nicki Minaj, everybody, Rihanna, everybody. I mean, she's up there, right?
Yeah, she's top tier. She's top tier, right?
The most, absolute the most. And, so there's that. Because Donald Trump represents nothing that she stands for.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I agree.
Her main gripe is bodily autonomy, and I don't blame her.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Because it doesn't really matter how rich you are, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? If the law is the law, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if she's dealing with doctors and she's in a situation and similar to others, you know what I mean? Who's to say that they don't want, Taylor Swift or no? You know what I mean? But at any rate, I just wanted to bring that up as well because, that's going to be, the blue wave of the new generation.
Yeah. Tell him, Miss Boss Diva.
Yep. So that's where we at, Zeus.
Yeah. Well, listen, I appreciate your truth and your honesty, and I appreciate you having the courage and conviction to be able to get up in the box and tell the truth. All right?
You know it. All the time.
All love, ladies and gentlemen.
I appreciate you for having me up, and you have a wonderful day, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva. No lies detected. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake. This is a show of force. You're going to go all around TikTok today, and you're going to see folks like Snuggles and all those with the MAGA demon. They're going to be trying to brag that somehow the charges not being 91, jumping down, to 87. They're going to try to make it look like all of a sudden that's a win. But let me tell you this. It's not a win for these knuckleheads. Donald Trump will be convicted, and Donald Trump will be sentenced, and Donald Trump will be put in a jail. I don't care if it's 100,000 charges or one. As long as one of them sticks, we're good. Snuggles, make sure you tell your friends that, all right? Let's move it along, all right? Good morning, my good friend Bamba. How are you doing? Long time no see.
Wow. I was looking elsewhere. I didn't see myself coming up.
Oh,
well, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Great. The flowers bloomed.
Oh, really?
Crocus. Yeah.
Oh, right.
We're not going back.
Good,
so I'm sitting here listening, and I'm trying to figure out which I want to focus on. So I'm going to focus on the Republican Party.
Oh.
So, guys, any MAGA Republicans down there, you do realize you lost your party, right? It's gone.
Bam.
Right? So, you
Yep.
know, the headquarters for the RNC, they let everybody go.
They
And
called it
then
a
they're just
slaughter.
putting in their Trump staff.
Yeah.
They're closing the headquarters and they're putting it at Mega. Or, you know, down at Mar-Lago.
Tell them, Bamba. Why do they keep thinking they're winning?
And there's not very much money in there because everybody's been donating to Trump. So if you are a member of the Republican Party and you want to run, you can't expect your party to support you or help you at all.
Right.
So basically you're dead.
Yeah.
You have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
MAGA stole the Republican Party. And so I'm not going to call it Republican anymore.
What are we calling it?
MAGA.
Oh!
It's the MAGA party, okay? So I just want to let you know, you got ripped off.
Yeah.
You just got hijacked.
Yep.
And ripped off. And even when Trump is old and gone, it's still going to be the MAGA party. You can't get it back.
Yeah. And
There's
what do
not
you
gonna
think
be any
about all
money
these?
left.
What about all these folks leaving the Senate, right? I mean, the Congress right now.
Yes.
This is,
you know, I kept going, don't leave. We need you to stand up for the country, for God's sake. Somebody's got to do it on that side.
Yeah. They can't. They're
But
losing.
they can't. They're being threatened.
Yep.
I mean, their families are being threatened. And the guy who wrote the bill, the border bill.
Yeah. Because he was on camera.
A television station said, we'll do whatever it takes to tear you down. And he goes, they're doing it.
Wow.
So that's Langford, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So there's another thing I wanted to point out. And you guys, I listen to weird stuff that you guys don't listen to.
Okay.
So I listened to an interview with the vice president of Russia.
Oh.
And
that is
he was
weird.
talking about Trump and Biden, and he said, you know, they're old enough, they're not going to be around long.
Right.
But there's going to be a civil war, he said, in the United States is coming.
Right.
And he said they're anticipating Texas to succeed from the Union, become their own country, and then they'll be the first country to sign a treaty with the next region, the next country in Ukraine. And he said, so it doesn't really matter who's the leader. We're just going to keep working on helping the people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's the plan out in the open.
Yes, that's
Russia.
the plan.
Russia is trying to get Texas to allow Russia to put their nukes in Texas. Disgusting.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I did think of that. So I'm over my time. There is one more thing I wanted to share.
Talk to us.
Okay, guys. So go back and look at Belarus and Poland and the migration issue they had there.
Mm-hmm.
And then go to Finland and Russia and see the migration situation there. And then look at our migration situation and go to Venezuela and realize that the foreign minister of Venezuela was just down there with Maduro. And ever since he left, Maduro says they aren't going to receive those that we deported. So it's not just, it's something that they've been doing over and over and over again.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's a tactic that's constantly used.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to say. But bye, Republicans. Hello,
all right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them.
Thank you, Drew.
You're absolutely welcome, and thank you for having the courage and conviction to be able to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil.
How do I get out?
No,
Okay.
I got you. All right.
Okay.
Then. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move it along. Oh my gosh, we're almost out of here. Good morning to Keisha. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Hey, Bruce, how are you?
I'm all right. Just another day tending to the affairs.
Let me ask you a question, Zeus.
Talk to me.
You watch football, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Say you were watching a team play, and the score was 28-0 at the half.
Yeah.
Okay, they go to
Yes.
halftime, but it's still 2 quarters to go. Is the announcer gonna come out during halftime and say the game is over? Just say the Ravens have won.
Oh no, there's still a lot of
When it's
game left.
still
That's what they
2
say.
whole quarters left.
They say no. They'll
That's
say
the
this.
stupidity that Donald Trump came out and did, and then his supporters fell for that crap.
Oh.
When he came out and said we won, and you still had all these votes to still count. That was dumb on their part to believe his fuzzy, ugly, milk bone face. I can't stand it.
Exactly.
I've never not liked a person as much as I don't like Donald Trump. The reason I don't like Donald Trump is because he's a manipulator. And he caters to the people that lack common sense, and he uses that to his advantage, and they don't even understand it. That's why I don't like him. I don't like people that take advantage of uneducated people. Now, for the ones that think they're educated, I don't care what he do to y'all.
Double D once told me he was smarter than me. He said he's smarter than everybody in this live, Takesha. Double D.
Who said that?
Double D. He pulled over and told me that on live TikTok.
Zeus, did I not tell you Double D stand for double dumb, and we not gonna even entertain that foolishness?
That part.
We not, Zeus. When you hear them talk, the things that they say, the lack of understanding for simple things lets us know they're not knowledgeable.
Yeah.
We're not going to argue with these people, but I don't like the way he do them, honestly. I mean, I joke about it all the time, but it's really sad that he plays on their lack of intelligence.
Yep.
And now they running around with their butts open, draws down, letting them just keep screwing them on a daily.
The visuals.
Now listen, now they're going to go today. They're going to talk about how some charges were dropped.
Yeah.
Like, and they're going to treat it like the people said, all charges dismissed. Because they don't understand. Just like the lady in the comments had the audacity to ask you, had he been proven guilty?
Angel, that was her name.
When do you be found guilty, Zeus?
Right. After you had a trial. Yes.
And when has he gone to court? See, that's what I mean by that's what I mean by stupidity.
Yeah.
Has he been found guilty?
Angel, are you here?
And he hadn't even been to court.
Yeah.
Change your name. You embarrassing the good angels that's still up there with the Lord. Just change your whole entire name.
Bingo.
Because you embarrassing yourself as well as me, because I'm feeling sorry for you. Y'all need to cut the crap.
Yep.
It's really ridiculous. I'm just embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know it's hard to deal with, right? They get out here daily, and they just show us how ignorant they really are.
I'm starting to question the education system, because I'm sure they sound like they didn't take economics, they didn't take government, they didn't take civics. Nope. They have no knowledge of anything that's going on in the government. So I'm gonna blame the education system for cutting these classes out, so these people wouldn't understand how the government is bending them over like Bobby and coming in them from the back, pounding them like ground on the top shelf steak till they tender and ready for anything they want to do.
They said they tender and ready.
Tender
Wow.
and ready, Zeus. Look, Zeus. They like a Little Caesar hiding now people. They just ready.
Nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah. This is what they do.
But that's why I wanted to give you that analogy, because I'm trying to figure out, when is the game over at halftime?
Yeah. It never is.
Why
it never is.
And anybody that talks Zeus and keeps sniffing, Come on, Zeus. He ain't got no allergies and no sinuses.
That's
Zeus.
that booger sugar.
That's that booger sugar.
Nasty.
That's that washing powder, Zeus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Tell them, Takesha. They know it. They know it. You say they call it the washing powder.
And you keep on, you sniffing up there like you crying. Because you know it's running out after you done got to put that clean diaper and that suit on. Now you got to keep. You got to keep sniffing like a hound dog. So
you got to dip in that bag, huh?
Yeah, so you can keep the substance in your nostrils. Yeah, I ain't finna play with Donald Trump. I got to go.
All right. All righty then. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it out to Takesha. No lies detected. All you Trump supporters, the jig is up. We know you're on that stuff. There's no other way to describe why Donald Trump is up late at night, 2, 3 a.m. on his social media platform, unless he's on that stuff. And Dr. Ronnie Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, we all know it. He confirmed it. All right, who do we got? Good morning, Brother Lex. How are you doing, my friend? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All righty then. How are you doing? Oh, okay, okay. What's going on, champion?
Why struggles wear the same outfit every time he goes live?
Oh, struggle!
Why is he always talking kind of like this? Hey, Zeus. What's up, Zeus?
I can't give you an answer other than it's the MAGA demon. All right, it got him feeling like he's looking good. You ever seen folks out here when they on that stuff and they think they look good? That's Snuggles. You ever seen that? You ever seen him?
You know something? Okay, let's get past the Jiminy Cricket and okay, witness number 5 showed up. They showed a video of him on the tarmac loading boxes headed to Bedminster.
Yes, Brian Butler.
In that case. Okay, now everybody's on here celebrating on the 6 charges being removed from Georgia, but there were actually 41 charges. Only 3 of them affected Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were indicted and I had 10 charges and they took 3 away,
yeah,
I wouldn't be any happier. You guys are celebrating.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember the music the band played when the Titanic was sinking?
I don't know the name of that band, but I remember the scene quite vividly.
Well, I don't think anybody knows the name of the band because they're on the bottom of the ocean, right?
Yeah,
so, you know, to see people celebrating something so small is ridiculous. The TikTok ban is not going to clear Senate because it directly affects freedom of speech. And I don't see how they would be able to ban one thing and not ban Twitter or X or whatever it's called.
Right.
The rest of the platforms.
Yeah.
And, you know, Trump still has, what is it, March 25th when he has to show up with that money?
Well, March 25th is the Alvin Bragg case, right?
Yeah. The one where they're going to start liquidating his assets. Am I not correct?
That's the Letitia James one. I don't know if it's on the March 25th, the fraud trial. I don't know the exact day that he has have the money, but I do know March 25th. It's March 25th too, so the same day he has to appear in court, he has to have the money. Oh wow!
So ponder this. Okay, so you've had to pay $5 million, then $83 million and some change with interest, and then 400 something million with interest, which is almost at $500 million right now. Then you have all these cases going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, from 91 charges, and then they're screaming about 6.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what kind of brain quantification or what goes on in your head to make you celebrate and spike? I keep telling people not to spike the football on the 10-yard line. You're not in the end zone.
Yep.
So,
they're so desperate. They're so desperate for some sort of hope and a win that this is a win to them. Could you imagine?
Well, and another thing I was going to address is that gentleman that came on. What was his name? The guy that was indifferent about the Civil War?
Yeah. I forget. Undertaker or something like that. I forgot what his name was.
Okay, you're not invited to the cookout, bro. I hope you're still here to witness this. Listen, if you can sit on here and be an African American, black, or whatever you want to call it, of ethnicity, and you state points that say, well, I'm not going to be. I'm not going. If we had a Civil War. Back in the 1800s, I wouldn't have fought in the Civil War. You know what, buddy? You would have fought in the Civil War because your massa would have popped your ass. with a whip.
Yep.
And made you get out there. So you know what missed me with that plantation yard ornament cotton picking stuff. I'm not trying to hear it. I mean, then you're like, I'm a business owner. I mean, what kind of the degradation of your brain happened in the past to lead you to be indifferent about slavery?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know what kind of business you're in, and I guarantee you it's in the house and not the field. So, Zeus, I digress.
Okay.
That's all I had to say today. You know, I was going to do some comedy, and that got up and threw me completely off. And struggles, we need to start a GoFundMe for struggles to get a new outfit. Because he's got the same one on, and he's got the same pose.
Oh, Snuggles!
Hit me up. Get at me. I am a very well-dressed gentleman at all times.
All right, let him know.
I can show you some stuff other than that black Adidas crap that you have.
Oh, Snuggles, it's a done deal for you, champ.
And by the way, Janae, she still needs Jesus. She needs Jesus.
Go ahead.
Janae needs Jesus. Okay, I'm done.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Lex. Janae, you still need Jesus. All right, you got to get Jesus. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to go now, bye.
All right. All right, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, look at this. Looks like we have now reached the conclusion of the broadcast, and I do got to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, as much as I would love to do TikTok all day, I have other affairs to attend to in the kingdom, all right? So the plane is now officially landing, and you all deserve a round of applause. All right, and so before you depart the aircraft, I want to make sure we give some thank yous out. I want to give a special thank you to all of the panelists who came up here and gave it their all right? To all of the subscribers, to all of the gifters, and to my moderators. You've all done an outstanding job helping to keep this show exciting, educational, and entertaining. All right, but to our haters out there, all right? The Zeus haters, the critics and the detractors, those who continue to dwell in lies and misinformation, those who continue to worship Donald Trump, put him above the Constitution, all right? They continue to take orders from Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. Let's give them one more round of booze and shame. You rats will never be honorable, all right? And so the lesson today is this. We all need to stand in unison, all right? No matter what walk of life we're at right now, the most dangerous threat to this country is Donald Trump, and we need to make that clear to the American people. Okay, I get it. Everyone has a checkered past and all of that nonsense. But listen, the stakes are now way too high. All right. We are literally in the middle of another civil war in which Donald Trump is the leader of the modern day Confederate. All right. So do your part, ladies and gentlemen, and vote blue. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out here in these TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And I really am the most handsome. Sorry I didn't get to all of you in the guests. Come back tomorrow, all right?
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound.
Tony, my brother. Rick, thank you, Rick. Hawk, see ya, Hawk. DJ Kitty, Miss Boss D. Let's go. Southern Delights, AC Jones, Apple user, that dark IT lady, how are you doing? All right, gotta go walk the dog. Heaven, and I'm feeling brand new. Ariel Colson. Yes, let's go. And let's go. Good job, man. Jonathan, thank you. Mr. Rock King, Lexi. Yes, Gold Dead, let's go. Juliet, love you too. Nurse Brown. Hey, yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama,
let me play with your
thank you,
caboose.
Stacy.
I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing
Lady Reba, let's go, let's go.
I try to be patient.
Hey, catching all these snakes like a mongoose. Hey, and deep in Queen Flea, Venus, Reggie, I see you, Reggie. Nurse Brown. Oh, you're back. I'm back on my man. I'm only on this app and YouTube, but I just post on YouTube. I need to get on YouTube and go do regular content, right? Mickey P, Kimba, look at Rick, Maureen. Oh, I love it. Jazzy, where are you at? Oh,
you say you wanted facts, well,
let's go.
I've been waiting for this.
Hey, lady, Reba. Hey, Venus. Keep it clean. Keep making those videos.
So don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be
Dark Jazzy, DJ Sam, Jason, This Morning Star, Wanda. Great show, Homer. Yes, Mr. Incognito. You know who we are.
I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth.
Apple user, I see ya.
ya.
Tried to be patient, but you had to like my views.
Catching all these
What was that? Dark IT 1105 024. All right, that's when we vote. Let's go, Colston. I like that Dark IT lady. Shout out. I could have picked
my sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool.
There you go.
Like Zeus. Don't be playing with me.
Make sure you go and vote.
Zeus.
That was pretty clever.
Till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus.
Here we go.
I make my own rules. I'm a god. Call me Zeus.
I just want to find 11,780.
Right.
Love.
And that's when the
One
crime.
more than we have.
And that's when the crime got committed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the remix. Reggie, are you there, Reggie? Let's go, brother.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
Thank you, Queen Flea. We have to go.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
Hey.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take
one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. Wow.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Right. All right. You know what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen. This is my favorite part right now. This is Donald Trump going into the election thinking he was going to win.
We're going to win
right?
so
Remember
much.
This?
We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically.
Remember
We're going
this?
to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans.
Oh.
We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to
Hey!
We have to win
Let's
more.
go!
We're going to win more.
Yeah! Give me the Zeus. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Now that's winning. Thank you, champion. All right. And then here is Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, after all of that winning.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened?
G-Man.
And then they said, oh.
Shout out to G-Man.
Because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election Frankly, we did win this election.
You can't make this stuff up. All right? Now listen up, MAGA. Before I leave, I need you to chip in one last time, all right?
I am very humbly asking if you could chip in $5, $10, or even $25. I know that times could be tough, and they are tough under this horrible president that we have, crooked Joe Biden. So if you can't contribute now, don't even think about it. Don't do it. You got to take care of your family and yourself. I want you to do that first. But with your donation today, we will win back the White House. We will make America great again, greater than ever before. I promise you that.
I'm done. I can't with this guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to drop the bomb. G-Man, once again, thank you for that Zeus gift. I really do appreciate it. But let's drop the bomb.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right. You ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave. All right, I'm out of here.